Hi and welcome to Sailing Frida or Wisby. Do you have an old teak deck just like ours?
Teak deck that look like this? Then you should pay attention to this special episode.
We had known for some time that we really need to do something about our teak, and at the fair in Stockholm, Arcona, we had the opportunity to talk with the guys that have one of the solutions, fake teak from Flexiteek. Stick around all the way to the end and we will give you a full boat tour of the European Yacht of the Year at Arcona 50 with Flexiteek. Now I'm standing here together with Chris from Flexiteek, and we are going to talk a little bit about different solutions to improve your deck and maybe also the future deck of Frida Wisby. So, if you have an old boat with an old teak deck, what is the pros and cons with the different kind of teak substitutes?
Yep.
And a real teak.
Yeah, sure. I guess really the main advantages of going for synthetic teak is the low maintenance involved. So with teak, obviously you have to keep it maintained and sand it and oil it. With Flexiteek, you don't have to worry about all that. So once it's installed, really the only job that you need to focus on is keeping it nice and clean. So it saves a lot of time and a lot of money in the maintenance. Also, in terms of the look of the Flexiteek, it doesn't fade over time. So whereas teak will change, the 2G material that we use, Flexiteek, stays the same colour as it was when it was fitted. So.
Okay. You mentioned cleaning, and obviously that's kind of my department. Okay. So how do you go ahead when cleaning? I mean, I know how to clean my teak, but what do I use? Do I need some special cleaning product? Or?
So we have a 5-step process for cleaning. It doesn't mean it takes 5 steps to get it clean. It's just there's 5 different steps you can try. But another advantage of using Flexiteek is that it's an easy deck to clean in terms of only having to use water. You can just scrub the deck with a scrub. For slightly more stubborn stains, you can use a pressure washer, and you can be quite vigorous with it. But then also, stains that are being left on the deck for a little bit longer, you can actually very lightly sand the surface, and that will remove any dirt, any stains that are there. The material is not porous, so anything that's left on top of the deck sits on the surface. So all you're trying to do is just clean off the surface. You don't have to sand down and get too deep. So in terms of cleaning, it's fairly simple. And so we have a 5-step cleaning guide to 3 steps.
Okay. And I can use any kind of soap.
So we have a recommendation of what you can and can't use. Keep it nice and simple. Don't use any acidic products. So we on our website we list the products that we advise that you can use and certainly advise don't using. I guess one thing to point is the products that you use to clean teak don't work on Flexiteek. So try not to get them confused because you can end up staining the deck. But yeah, we offer products to help clean the deck, but really most stains and most dirt should come out with just water and a scrub.
Normal boat wash.
Yeah, and we can provide all the information on the cleaning, so your deck is nice and clean.
Our boat is in the Mediterranean, and obviously there is pretty hot sometimes, and the original teak is pretty hot to walk on. How is the Flexiteek from a heat perspective? Does it get really hot or?
Yeah, I mean, Flexiteek, as with all other synthetic decks, they get hot in the sun. But I guess the advantage of Flexiteek is it cools down 30% faster. So although it may be hot the first touch, once you apply any pressure, the heat disperses out of the material and it very quickly cools down. So it's one of the cooler products out there on the market compared to the other synthetics. We also, if it's going to be kept in a warmer climates, we can suggest using the lighter colours. So the lighter colour decks with the lighter caulking colours as well, and that helps combat the heat as well.
And also, does it insulate? I mean, a normal teak insulates so that most of the heat doesn't get into the boat. How is the material working from that perspective? Does it kind of go through, or does it radiate in a way just as it do?
I guess it has similar properties, but yeah, with the material, it reflects the heat a lot. So the heat only sits on the surface; it doesn't penetrate the material, as with the stains as well. So yeah.
Maybe you could just briefly, without getting too technical, because I'm not that technical, explain what is the material?
Yeah,
Just a few words.
Yeah, it's PVC. So it's the whole material is PVC. We use a composite. The caulking lines and the actual planks themselves, they're all the same material. We just use different colours and different mixtures to achieve the different options that we have.
Okay. Good.
It's all PVC. It's all flexible. Yeah.
That was nice. Okay. So we have the pros and cons. Are there any cons?
Not that I know of.
Honestly, really deep down in your heart, aren't there at least one thing that is a little bit bad?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not the.
How is it if I drop something?
Yeah.
If it gets a hard. How?
Yeah, I mean, it can be damaged. You can dent it, or you can cause damage to the deck. But I guess on the flip side of that, it can be repaired. It being a PVC material, we can always repair it in one way or the other. So yeah, if it is damaged, it's not. You haven't necessarily got to replace the whole deck. Yeah, I guess there's always going to be disadvantages with synthetics. It can get hot in the sun, but so we combat that, and it cools down 30%.
How is it with slippery? Especially if it's a little bit wet. Because it do look very, very flat, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, no, it's got pretty good anti-slip qualities to it. I guess so when it's extruded, it has a very rough grain to it. And then when distributors or the agents, when they weld the plates together, they sand it to join all the pieces together and cover up the joints. The more it gets sanded, the more it loses its grain, or can do. So I guess in that sense, it can become a little bit more slippery than it was when it first fitted. But you can always reliven it by using a slightly rougher sandpaper to put the texture into it again. But it's fairly good on anti-slip.
Okay, good. That led me to another question, and that is what kind of skill level are required to fit it? I mean, do you need to be a professional? You have a kind of network of professional yachts that do it, or can a very handy man learn to do it himself, or where is?
Yeah, well, I mean, in that sense.
Generally speaking.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, in that sense, it's quite similar to real teak, where it is actually quite a trade. The guys who install the decks and fabricate, they do a lot of training. They do it day in, day out. It's quite a big setup. So in terms of installing and fabricating the decks, it's done by Flexiteek. So we have a large distributor network in distributors over 50 countries, and they will manage the whole process from start to finish. So what they'll do is they'll come out and they will do the templating, and they'll go through the design process with you and how you want it to look, and then they can take that back and they'll fabricate the decks in the factories. They'll put the decks together, and then they'll come out and they'll do the install as well. And they'll make sure the deck's installed correctly, and they can offer a guarantee on that. But yeah, and if you've got old teak decks as well, they can remove those and make sure the boat's ready to have the deck installed.
Okay, they can, you say, but there is an option that you can kind of put the hard, but not very good, but later of taking the object away.
Yeah, if that's something that you wanted to take on, I know that's not the easiest job, so sometimes it's easier to pass that one on, but yeah, certainly if you wanted to have the deck removed beforehand, that's not a problem.
That is an option.
That's an option, yeah. But the agents and the distributors, they're very experienced in what they do, so they can talk through the whole process with you beforehand and plan ahead on what it is you want to do.
And how many kind of distributors do you have in the different countries around the world?
Yeah, so we have distributors in 50 countries, and then those distributors vary from country to country, but they have a network of agents that they use. So, you know, they'll have installers in different areas, so they'll be able to cover all areas.
Find a yacht that can do it.
Exactly.
Then I thank you very much
Thank you.
for talking to us.
No problem.
Here I thought that the interview would end, but Anders had a few questions as well. So instead of taking the B-rolls, I turned the camera towards Anders and Chris again.
Yeah, so I guess the removal of teak is the same. It's the same. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah,
but when you go from it's done, now it's getting things back. What's the difference?
I mean, it still works out slightly cheaper than the steel. This is cheaper and easier.
Med alla med
Thomas.
Så Thomas han är ju
The idea is to make it so it's easier and easier, less maintenance from start to finish.
Yeah, the thing to compare with
Ja men det kan vara
includes, of course,
norsk
extra deck. You're going to lay an extra layer of plastic on top of the deck to make sure all the holes are. That's the same for everything anyway.
Yeah.
When you've done that, the cheapest solution is of course to paint it. That's it.
Yep.
This is going to be much cheaper. So the thing is, of course, where on the scale will you get with this? From just paint to real teak.
Yeah,
This needs to be somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Because going for full teak again, it is going to hire, for many people, it's going to make the value of both higher if you use original teak compared to anything else. And it's going to lower the boat value in the painting.
Yep.
This is something somewhere in between, but it's also the cost is somewhere in between. So it's the cost-benefit calculation.
Sure. I mean, yeah, it's hard to give a figure because it varies so much from boat to boat, but it's going to be nearer to the real teak install. It's going to be nearer that ballpark figure, but like you said, you're adding value to the boat and advantages of using the Flexiteek. So, you know, it's an ongoing saving because you're saving each year on the maintenance of, you would have to be doing the real teak as well. So if you add up the total cost over 10 years compared to real teak, it's going to be substantially cheaper. The initial install is only going
But you have the same, unfortunately, you have the same type of problem, the same type of advantage, just painting.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
So I mean, this is much nicer than just painting. I completely agree. But at the same time, if the cost is a very big difference, then people may choose. Was a Swedish or Norwegian invention?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so it is. And
was it Swedish or Norwegian?
It's Norwegian. So
Norwegian from
it's Swedish though, but we now manufacture the material in the UK, and we ship it worldwide to our distributor network. So.
Okay, but is that something that brings up the price for you compared to others?
Not really. I mean, when you look at some of the competitors, they're also manufactured in the UK as well, so they're only going to be facing the same issues that we do. But yeah, no, it's not a there's been a price increase. It's just matched the rest of the world's inflation. It's not it's not something that's specific to the UK.
If you have like a 45-foot boat, what around between the would the cost be for fitting it?
I mean, it varies so much depending on the design and what it is you're going to go for. It's really.
But what you're going for, what do you mean by that? Because they're the same cost whatever color you choose.
Yeah, but one of the perks of Flexiteek is the corking lines and the design and the pattern is fully down to you and how you want it to look.
Yes, but it's not. It doesn't differ in cost.
It can do, yeah. So if you wanted to go for something like that design, or if you wanted to have a more simple without the
yeah, okay.
That's the difference in cost. If you wanted to have a boat name, like that.
Yeah, okay. But that's extra. That's featured.
Okay.
skip all features. Go with a cheap standard solution without any fancy stuff.
For like a Beneteau or some common model. I don't understand it. You don't have many walkies done.
I mean, it's really a question for the distributor, whoever you purchase.
Okay.
Because they will be able to then give you an idea of.
It has a nice feel to it. It almost feels a little woody, despite it isn't.
I know. Once it's laid down and it's stuck, it is realistic. I mean,
it is. Yeah. The problem is, I see now that you don't have any teak that looks like super new teak, which is good, because that's stupid.
Yeah. No, let's see it. And so we
because the boat doesn't look like that after a couple of years in the sun.
No. That's it. So we have the weathered coloured for that reason, and we have faded, and we have lots of different colour options as well with the corking lines. So
we are in the middle, so we are like free to go wherever to do the work.
Yep.
We can go to Greece or to Turkey or to Italy or to Spain or to Portugal or wherever.
Yep.
And we're of course. This is going to be a huge cost to do the work. So we're going to I mean, we sail to where we can do the job best.
Now the interview ended for the second time, and we say thank you to Chris and Flexiteek for talking to us. Let's head over to the Arcona 50 and see how it looks on a whole boat. So all the teak you see on this boat is also Flexiteek. But since we are already aboard, let's go around and have a look at the European Yacht of the Year.
Beautiful boat. With Flexiteek. Yeah.
What Anders tried to show you is that the door to the companionway slides down. Let's go inside and have a look, and we were surprised that there was actually headroom enough for Anders, and this galley looks lovely. The new Arcona 50 is light and spacious, but we do miss a little bit of the big windows we have, especially the forward visibility.
I have 2 cabins like this. And aft.
I like 2 different designs of the aft cabins, either single or double.
I like the galley, I must say.
On the house station. Without any visibility. No visibility ahead. Tiny little just ahead. Wrong, I thought it was just ahead, but there is a small shower here. And this is the master cabin. Quite nice, but felt a little bit cramped here, and it's not a big head, but there is a head with separate shower. Get some light, but no visibility. Yes, and as pointed out, there's not much to hold on, but I think maybe you can hold on this. I don't know. Very modern boat.
Very modern design.
Yeah. But a nice saloon. But I would have had larger windows and more visibility. So from my point of view, this is the nicest.
That's the big positive.
That's a big positive, yeah. This is the one I think the part I could have wanted to change with our walkie, but the rest I think we keep the walkie. Arcona 50 foot.
That little boat tour, we finish up with having some fun looking at those RC sailboats. Thank you so much for watching, and please give us a thumbs up if you liked the episode, and consider being a subscriber to continue to follow our adventure. In the next episode we will continue cruising the Balearics.